when I got into this subject, I said, I can't get involved in this conspiracy theory. This must be all there is to the third secret of Fatima. Why would the Vatican hide another text? And then I began digging into the evidence, as did Antonio Socci, who was a skeptic. And Antonio Socci said that when he looked at the evidence, he reached exactly the opposite conclusion, that there must be a hidden text. And if you go through this book, it relentlessly, and I'm a lawyer, that's what I do, I compile evidence, page after page after page of evidence. And it's a mosaic. When you put all the pieces together, you see the picture. But even if you don't have all the pieces, when you have enough of the pieces together, you still see the picture. And the picture points inevitably, ineluctably to a missing text. There simply has to be a missing text. And the 17 things I'm going to talk about today, very briefly, will tell you of a certainty that there is a missing text. There can't be any other explanation for what has been going on with the so-called disclosure of the third secret. But we have to situate this in context. Remember the first two parts. This was the great secret confided to the visionaries, consisting of 3 parts. And the third secret, as it is commonly known, is just the third part of the great secret. But in the first 2 parts, we have the vision of hell. And God wishes to establish, says Our Lady, to save souls from hell, devotion to her Immaculate Heart. And if what she requests is done, many souls will be saved and there will be peace. World War I is going to end. That's an historical detail. But if people do not cease offending God, a worse war will break out. And it will break out during the pontificate of Pius XI. She actually names the future pope. When you see a night illumined by an unknown light, know that this is the great sign that God is about to punish the world for its crimes. And there was such a light in the sky, as reported by many major news outlets, including the New York Times, just before the Anschluss in the beginning of World War II. Now, she goes on to say that there will be war, famine, persecutions of the Church and the Holy Father. To prevent all of this from happening, she will come to ask for the consecration of Russia and the communion of reparation on the first Saturdays. If those requests are heeded, then Russia will be converted. There will be peace. And if not, she will spread her errors throughout the world, causing wars and persecutions of the Church. The good will be martyred. The Holy Father will have much to suffer. Various nations will be annihilated. Not just torn by war, but annihilated. In the end, however, she promises, my Immaculate Heart will triumph. The Holy Father will consecrate Russia to me, and she shall be converted, and a period of peace will be granted to the world. End quote. That's the first 3 memoirs. The text is the same in those 3 memoirs. But then, as if by a prompting from heaven, in the 4th memoir, and only in the 4th memoir, she gave us what is obviously the beginning of a whole new narrative by the Virgin.